The contractor likes my slump, so we're going to go with what I have. He has told me to just leave my chute in the middle, and he'll go back and forth. Now, when you're pouring, you get a feel for how your truck will pour out the concrete. I have a paving drum on mine. Not all trucks have that. So I know to listen because it's a 2-drop instead of a steady drop into my chute. I pour along with him. I watch his body movements. If he pulls back towards his rod, I know, like he did just there, I know that he's a little low up there, so I'll kind of stay where I am. If he's pushing back towards my chute, I know that I'm a little high and I need to back up and give him room. Now I'm probably 20 maybe feet from the rod, so I'm going to stop and let them catch up, just in case they are a little high or low, wherever we happen to be. So now they've gone to rotting, and we'll do a little bit more in just a second. Okay, here we're doing a driveway, backing downhill. They wanted a 5.5 or a 6 slump. You got to pay attention to the guy raking. See which way he's raking, towards you, away from you. Driveways are not hard to do it all because normally you got plenty of room to work. And they'll generally pour 10, 15 feet or so and stop you, but it doesn't look like these guys are going to rot it. Some guys are good enough where they can just drag it like they are, get it on grade, and then just full float it, which is probably what they're going to do. It looks like. Just real easy. Tap your lever to the side. Now it's getting ready. I'm getting ready to give a big rush out of the end. There it is. You just nice and easy. No need to get in a big hurry. They are going to rot it. So we'll see how close I am with them dragging, which wasn't a lot. We'll see how close I am as they're rotting it. And if you go nice and easy, spreads out nice, you got guys that know what they're doing, most of the time you don't even have to stop. You just keep right on going. And sometimes you can even speed up just a little bit if you need to, if they catch up to you. I'm going to move up a little because I can see I was just a hair low. I'm going to speed up just a hair, see how that works for them. Now this is probably one of my favorite ways to pour, where I can just go pour out. You can see they're spraying, I would assume, some kind of a curing compound or water on the surface. What you always need to mark that on your ticket, especially on flat work, that they're spraying something. He's spraying it pretty heavy actually, so I'll make sure I write it on the ticket just in case it starts to flake or something down the road. But when they do it like this, you go the right speed where they can catch up and they're moving along with you, that's the perfect way to pour. It doesn't take long. Everybody gets along. They know you're not trying to work them to death. And this is a standard driveway. Now we're going to pour a slab. They wanted a 6 slump. And like always, it's about timing. We actually have a lot of guys pouring this slab, so it makes it a little bit easier. But it's all about timing, getting to know your truck and how it actually pours, the speed it pours on whatever position your drum is discharging. You watch them, watch their body language to see if they're pushing away from you, pulling toward you. You'll know if you're too high, too low, whatever it happens to be. We'll pour a little bit ahead of them, give them a chance to catch up. Always check your mirrors for obstacles behind you. And try not to load them up, or try not to make them drag back the opposite way too much. Like I said, it's all timing and knowing what your truck will do. Now here we're pouring a simple pad. They wanted it really wet to be able to work it easy. And all it's for is to put mulch on. You can see I'm pouring it really wet. You can see where their grade is on the side. And if you stay back when you're pouring the concrete, it'll help push it up to the grade. These guys don't have a lot of experience. And you can see they're using regular garden rakes. So just dump it out. They wanted a 7 slump. So as long as you can get your grade, you can see up there I'm perfect on my grade up front. You can really eyeball it, and you move as you know your concrete's getting ready to hit the bottom of the tube. These are really, really easy to do. They just want you to dump it out and get out of the way. We will do some more here shortly. Here we're doing an underground catch basin. You can see their grade stake right beside where I'm pouring. They wanted a 4.5 or a 5 slump. Got to be very careful in these. You can't go fast. If you go too fast, you're going to load them up, and that's a lot of shoveling up out of that hole. So you just take your time, take it easy. This is a Class C mix. Now they're wanting me to come back up here. You can see their grade stakes down there. They're pink on top. And you just got to go around, make sure they get it around their steel, level, and on grade. And just take it easy with stuff like this. There's an underground catch basin. Now here we're pouring a trench footer at a 4 slump. You can see across the way they've got nails drove into the dirt that are painted that show the grade. You can tell you got a 4 slump the easiest way by looking at it. Is just after it comes off the edge of the chute, it starts breaking apart. That's how you know you got a 4 slump. Or really, really close to a 4 slump. As you can see, I'm watching them and watching his direction if he needs me to move back or if he needs me to go further down ahead of him. And this is a 4 slump trench footer. So here we're doing Shotcrete. It's a really small pump, so you got to pay a lot of attention to keeping it pretty full but not overflowing it or not letting it run dry. They wanted a 3.5, 4 slump, something like that. Jobs like this generally take a while to do. I have 8 yards on it. It's probably going to take 45 minutes or an hour, something like that. You see I'm adding. It'll stack up a little bit, which is not a problem. And we'll go over here and I'll show you. There's the pool. And he's just spraying the concrete right onto it. And that's how they're going to form the wall. It's actually really neat the way they do this. If they did it too wet, it would just run down. If you do it too dry, it won't stay. It'll crack. So there we're shotcreting a pool. We'll add a little bit more. Now here we're working with a conveyor. We want about a 4 slump. This is like a pump, but not quite. It's hard to overfill it. You just go, he'll keep the belt going, and you just keep filling up that little hopper. This is a 4 slump on a conveyor for a footer. Whenever you're pouring behind a pump, it's all a timing issue. Once they start pumping, they pump at the same speed. You'll figure out by each pump operator how fast or slow you can go to keep up with them. You do not want to let the pump run dry, and you do not want to overfill it. You can see in my mirror how fast my drum is actually turning to keep up with him. Always ask where you need to wash out at, and they'll always tell you what slump they want when you pull up.